Hey there, model railroad fans. Welcome to Vintage Road and Rail. It's been a little over a couple of weeks since my last upload. Things have been kind of busy, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I am up here at the club, and it's hot as all get out in here. The AC is off, so it's a little on the warm side. So anyway, though, we're up here at my 4x8 layout, this vintage layout with an Atlas track plan, and I figured today we would run a few F units. So let's take a look at what we'll be running here, and then we'll move over there to the controls and get started. So I had recently acquired, at a really good price, thanks to a friend of mine named Eric, this Athearn Genesis F7 unit. And so that made me think, well, why don't I come up here and run some F7s? Or I guess I should say some F units, because this is the only F7 on the table. So we'll give this a good run, and we've got some 50-foot box cars, and I don't have an L&N caboose, so I'm going to use this Norfolk Southern as a stand-in. And then over here we have a couple of FT units. Now both of these started life out as a Bachmann Santa Fe unit, but I went on Bachmann's website and ordered a couple of FT shells. They fit right on these F7 chassis. So we've got a B&O, and it's pulling a hopper car, some 40-foot box cars, and I do have a B&O caboose. So we've got on this loop a Burlington Northern, or this is actually just a Burlington route, I should say, FT unit here. And then we've got 3 Tyco billboard cars that have been modified with metal wheels and body mounted couplers. And I used a BNSF caboose. So then we got this guy here. Let's get him off the table. Coupler was letting go, so I think I need to replace it. And then I just picked this up last night. This is a U23B, I believe, Rock Island locomotive, and this is an old Athearn blue box. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it over there in this shed, and then we'll run it at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's activate that line and throw this switch. So that's going to be switch 3. But nope, we don't want to throw it just yet. But we will activate that track. And I got it in reverse. Seems to run pretty good, but I would imagine it could stand for a little bit of lubrication. Alright. Now let's throw switch number 3. Let's put her in reverse. And I've got a door trying to close on me. And I have cut out the middle section there and 2 of the doors. They wouldn't let anything back into there. So let's back right on up just enough. There we go. There we go. So let's turn off track power. And let's throw switch number 3 back. Alright. So there we go. Alright, so I figure let's go ahead and start with this Burlington route. So let's turn off this outside loop here. And, I already had it off. Let's turn on the inside loop, and let's throw switch 1, switch 2, and let's get it going. So we're going to let each of these locomotives make a couple, maybe 3 laps, and we'll switch off to the next one. Now these Bachmann locomotives are relatively new, and I say relatively in that you can still get them, but they are their budget locomotives. I don't even know if they're as good as that. I can't remember if it's the Stallion or the Thoroughbred train set that I had a while back and did a video on. But you can see these Santa Fe units and lots of train sets that Bachmann has had over the years. Let's pick up just a bit more speed here. These suckers are fast, so you have to watch them. Alright, let's slowly come in here and come to a stop. And now let's throw switch 2 and 1 back. Switch 2 go. Walk around there and see what that thing did. Okay, looks like we're good. Alright, so now let's turn the power off, that inner loop there, and let's get this B&O going. Now something you may notice is they're missing horns. Interestingly enough, Bachmann sold the shells, but they didn't have horns, and I would have gladly bought the horns separate. They didn't have that either. So I went online and picked up some horns for an Athearn blue box, but I don't remember what I did with them. So we're going to have to run around without horns until I figure that out. I'm using my gimbal today. It's only the second time I've used it, so I'm still figuring this thing out. It sometimes has kind of a mind of its own as to which way it's going to sway. Alright, we're going to let it do one more lap, and then we're going to stop it right behind that L and N so that we can switch places. Alright, we're going to stop right here, and we're going to kill the power to line 6, which is where the B&O is sitting. And then we're going to give line 4 some power. And then we're going to throw the switch to number 4. And we may as well throw the switch to number 5. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull this one out. So you heard those first 2 locomotives run. We're now about to hear the difference between a budget Bachmann and an Athearn Genesis. Alright, so let's turn off the power to 3. And we're going to throw switch 4. We're going to attempt to. There we go. Alright, so we've got power back to 4, and we need power back to 6. Alright, so let's head on in. Let's go a little further in. There we go. So let's kill power to 4. Alright, so you heard the slight grumble that you get from those 2 Bachmann locomotives. Now let's run this beautiful looking Athearn Genesis. I don't hear a peep from the locomotive. The only noise I'm hearing is the metal wheels on track. I think we'll do a couple more laps. I'm really enjoying watching this locomotive make the circuit around this layout here. Whoop. All right, one more. The vibration turned that light on. Something else I noticed a little different about this locomotive than, or as compared to those two Bachmann, is when I cut the power, let's go back a little bit. When I cut the power off on those two Bachmann, they just come to a dead stop. But when I kill the power to this, we get a little bit of momentum to it, and so it glides to a much better stop. All right. All right, we're going to stop right here, and we're going to give some power to the turntable. So we're going to activate 6, which is already done, looks like, and 10. And then we're going to throw switch 6. And we're going to ever so slowly, not so slowly, run into that motor. So let's go ahead and turn switch back, number 6, and let's kill the power to number 11. Or nope, I'm sorry, number 10. Now let's get this Rock Island out, and we're going to finish off with that one. So we're going to throw switch 3, and then we're going to activate number 11, and let's come on out. Now we don't want to run into the back of our cars here. Alright, so now let's throw switch 3 again. There we go. And let's put our engine in reverse. And we'll go ahead and kill the power to 11. We're not going to need it no more. We're going to finish off with this locomotive. Let it do a couple of laps. And let's come on back around. Ooh. Okay, there we go. I thought for a second that coupler was broken. Alright, so let's put it in forward. And let's let it get a couple of laps in. Ah, crazy thing. There we go. I think that's running pretty darn good. A little bit noisy. But them blue box locomotives, while they're pretty bulletproof, aren't the quietest thing in the world. They just run forever is all. It's really noticing a power dip right there. Alright, model railroad fans. That's a look at these 3 F units and this B, or for crying out loud, U23B locomotive. Hope you enjoyed watching these rascals run around the track, pulling a little bit of freight. So if you did enjoy taking a look at this, make sure and hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when a new video is up. And I welcome you to give it a watch. Well, all right. Well, thanks again, Model Railroad fans, for joining me here today at Vintage Road and Rail. Happy model railroading. And until next time, take care.